Welcome to One Thing I Liked About, where I share with you one thing I liked about a book that I read recently or a movie that I watched recently. Today, I want to talk about a book, and the book we're going to talk about is Tom to Secure His Legacy, which is written by Leenie Brown. That's me. That's one of my pen names. So it's not really a book that I read recently, and I'll get into my reason for sharing about it with you in a minute. I have two pen names. Annalie Nelson is my other pen name. She writes contemporary Christian romance. Leenie writes Austen-inspired and original, sweet, kisses only, Regency romance. And Tom is one that kind of combines both the Austen-inspired and original in his book and that series that it belongs to. So this year I want to use some of these One Thing posts to share with you some of the things that I like about my books. Each month, Leenie Brown runs different sales. She has so many books that she's able to run a different sale on different book each month. Annalie is not to that point yet. She doesn't have enough books yet, but Leenie does. So the book this month that's on sale for 99 cents, that's Canadian, Australian, New Zealand, US, British pounds, euro, that's the 99-cent price. And then every other currency also is reduced. It's to the end of the month, so you've only got a couple days left to grab this book at that price. But I just want you to know that whatever book I'm sharing is probably going to be the one that's on sale. So that's kind of how I'm going to select them. So this book is about Tom, as the title tells you, and that is Tom Bertram, the older brother of Edmund Bertram, who is the hero in Mansfield Park, who ends up marrying Fanny Price there. And Mansfield Park is one of my favorite Austen novels. Okay, this book, Tom to Secure His Legacy, picks up after Mansfield Park has concluded. The books in my other pen series are not retellings, they are not variations, they're not adaptations. They are more of a sequel to what's already happened. Whatever happened in Mansfield Park has happened. It's still true in the back story of all these characters that that's what has happened in their life. So Tom has been injured and nearly died, and he has had time to start mending his ways. However, he's going to need some help from an unexpected source to get all the way to where he wants to be. And that help comes in the form of Faith Eldridge. I personally love a heroine who quietly defies convention because she sees a need. And that describes Faith to a T. When we first meet her in the story, she's dressed in men's clothes and on her way to an investment meeting. She doesn't know that she will be meeting Tom that day, but she does. Well, actually, she's met him before, but this is the first time he has met her. And as it turns out, his best friend is her brother, or one of his best friends is her brother. He has a circle of close friends, and Robert, Faith's brother, happens to be one of Tom's good friends, but he's never met Faith before. After this meeting, she goes on to work with Tom on his investment because he is trying to pay back the money that he wasted from Mansfield Park, which is why the living had to be sold and Edmund didn't get it and all of that happened in Mansfield Park. So he's trying to recover that money, and she's going to help him with that, give him some advice, and work through some of his investments with him. And of course, along the way, they are going to fall in love. But the best part about Faith, and she is my reason, my one thing for this book, the best part about Faith. I should stop here for a minute and tell you there could be a little bit of a spoiler here. I don't know how sensitive you are to spoilers. Personally, the spoilers don't spoil things for me, so I actually kind of look for them, and it kind of makes me enjoy a book more. But if you're one of those, just be warned, this could be a little bit of a spoiler. I'll try not to give too much, though. But, okay, so let's start over with that part. The best part about Faith is how she is no damsel in distress. She is not sitting around waiting for someone to rescue her, obviously. She's investing money in her future as it is. She is going out of her way to help others. She's actually the one that rides to the rescue of her man at the end of the story. And I just love the final scene because it is quite a change for her from where she is at the beginning of the novel to where she is at the end of the novel. Okay, so that's all I'm going to tell you about that part because I don't want to spoil it for you. You'll have to read it. So then let's see, as I mentioned, Tom is book 4 in my Other Pen series, which is a sequel series to Mansfield Park. Remember, nothing in Mansfield Park changes. If you haven't read Mansfield Park, you could probably just watch one of the adaptations if you want, and you would know enough to be able to jump into this series of books without having to read the novel. The only Mansfield Park adaptation that I have seen all of, I've seen clips from some of the others, is the one with Johnny Lee Miller in it. However, if you do watch that, be warned, there is a scene where there is a little bit of nudity, so be aware of that, because Henry is not a nice boy. And that's all I'll say about that. So this is, again, not a retelling or variation, it's a sequel. You will find in the series that there are some Austen characters: Henry, Mary, Tom, and if I get to writing it, Susan Price will be in there as well. Those are Austen characters. And then there are other characters like Constance and her brother Trevor and Charles, Henry's friend, and Evelyn, and of course Faith in this book, and Gabe in Mary's book. And then there's Tom's neighbor Addie, who is in the next book after Tom's. So there's several other completely original characters. So I've taken Henry's world and kind of expanded it to include all of these people. So you're stepping into Henry's world after Mansfield Park is over. Each book in the series is a complete story, happily ever after or happy for now or whatever at the end of each one, but they are best read in order because then you will understand how everything connects, and if something's mentioned that happened in a previous book, you'll know about that. It also is a series that crosses over with my Darcy Family Holidays series because, there's a couple of books in here, I think, where Mrs. Verities is mentioned, and it's an orphan house. And Mr. Darcy makes an appearance, and then a couple of the characters from this series are going to have or will become part of the next series. One of those is Trevor. He becomes the hero in Kitty's story, which is A Scandal in Springtime. And then the story that I am just working on, just barely beginning to write, which is going to be book 5 in the Darcy Family Holiday series, will include Benjamin Waller, who you will meet, if you haven't met him already, in Tom's book. He's actually earlier in the series too. So if you've read Mary's story, you would know him. Okay, I think that's it. So if you are interested in finding out where you can get it and how you can read it, it's on all the regular retailers. It's included in Everand and Kobo Plus and part of your Patreon subscriptions. Those are subscription reading models. I don't remember if it's on Hoopla or not. I know at least part of this series is on Hoopla, and I don't remember if this is one of those. Until about the 14th of February, you can listen to it for free on 11 Reader. After that, you'll have to have a subscription to listen to it because they are changing up their model of doing things. So my books won't be free to listen to over there anymore, which is not my choice, but it's the way it is. So we'll just move on with life. I'll tell you a bit about that later. There'll probably be an email that'll go out. So if you're subscribed to my email, either through my blog, Patreon, or Substack, you will get notification of that soon, so that you know that you have until February 14th to listen for free. And then after that, it'll have to be through a subscription. I'll tell you about that. I think that is all there is to this today, which is a longer video than what I would normally do. But Faith, an unconventional heroine who pushes the bounds very quietly, very gently, without letting anyone know. She's pushing those bounds to help herself, to help her friends, to help her family. Very strong heroine. Smart too. Anyway, Tom, To Secure His Legacy. I hope you have a chance to read it if you haven't already. If you have read it and there's something you like about it, I would love to hear about it. So drop a comment and share this video, subscribe to the channel. All of those things are very helpful. Like the video. Those things are all helpful for me as I'm building my channel over here at YouTube. And this will probably also be on Instagram, so I'm not making a separate video over there. That is it for today. Until next time, happy reading.